Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This will be the first one I do after Christmas, and yes, now I'm using a tripod, so this one should be a lot more better than the last couple of them that I have not been using a tripod for. And I got a lot more better lighting in this one too, so let's get started with today's video. So yes, the title is going to be correct. I used to actually do a lot in Creston, Ohio. If anyone knows where Creston, Ohio is at, well, you're a genius. But if you don't know where Creston, Ohio is at, Creston, Ohio is near Torristown, Ohio, and Whitman, Ohio. And if you don't know where that's at, then go look up Akron, Ohio. And if you don't know where that's at, I can't help you. Is that was someone coming? You hear a lot of doors banging up and down downstairs. So, today's video is going to be about what I used to do in Creston, Ohio. And, that's about it. So, what I used to do in Creston, Ohio was, I used to go to a lot of Norwayne basketball games. That's the school, by the way. Creston, Ohio School is Norwayne High School. I used to know a lot of people at Norwayne. We still keep in contact some. They don't know I'm making a YouTube channel. And they don't know I'm making a YouTube video about what I used to do in Creston, Ohio. But, yeah, I used to go to a lot of Norwayne games. The 2013-2014 season, I think I only missed like 4 basketball games, and that was about it. Actually, take that back. I may have missed 6 or 7. But I barely missed any. I went to every football game that year except 2 scrimmages and the second one at CBCA. Now I might get a little bit into this channel. Into this, channel topic. But bear with me because I want to put a lot of detail in this. So, and this might bring back some nostalgia for people that actually went to Norwayne High School or went to, a Norwayne stuff. Well, I'll tell you one thing. I went to some baseball games at 2014 year at Norwayne. I went to a lot. I don't know how many I missed. I don't know how many I didn't go to. I know there was a lot of rain out ones though, because of course you can't play baseball in the rain. And it rained a lot in the spring of 2014. Thank God I had no DirecTV. Like I did 4 years later around the same time. So what else I did? I went to some football games in 2016 too. Those were fun. I went to one that was at Wellington, 2014. That was one where they won 54-30. And this is what I mean by detail. I'm going to talk about some of the games I went to. I'm not going to mention all about over. I think I counted back then. I think I went over 200. I ain't going to mention all the scores and which ones I went to and which ones I didn't. I'm just going to kind of highlight the ones I enjoyed going to. So, going back to 2012, the first one I went to was an actual baseball game in 2012. It was a Chippewa one. And one of my friends, I didn't want to stay for the whole thing. It was the first game I ever went to. They won 4-0, I suppose, over Chippewa, Chips, and Doylestown, where I used to live. And I only stood there, I think I went for like 35, 40 minutes and I left. They didn't even score nothing yet, and I don't even think they were even halfway in. I walked to it, I remember, because I didn't have to walk to it, but I decided to walk to it, because I wanted to walk. If anyone knows me, and I still, even though I'm, presenting as a, female now, which I wasn't doing then, I still like to walk a lot. I don't walk as much as I used to, but I still do like to walk a lot. Although, if you calculate how much I walked this year and how much I walked then, it's probably about the same amount. Probably more this year than I did then, 2019, than I did in 2012 or 2013, 2014, or even some in, I didn't really walk in 2015 except maybe twice or 3 times or so. But, at least 5 times in 2015 I walked. But, going back, I went to some Norwayne. The first football game I went to was on September 28, 2012. It was actually Chippewa again. And this time I did stay for the whole thing. Norway won it 56-7 over Chippewa. I'm not going to mention no names because I don't want to drag anyone in. Then the next one, they won at Downton 54-8. That's the next one I went to. Then I went to the Smithfield one where they won 42-6. And then I did want to go to one around Halloween in 2012, but you can blame the rain for not getting me there. And actually, for a while, I had a grudge about that. I even cried about it because I got to do so much for the next year. I didn't get to go to so much my senior year, even though the one I went to. Now, the rain games, I did eventually step up and win anyway. And that didn't happen until about 2013. I started going to games when it rained. And that first one, the first one I went to when it rained was at Chippewa Doylestown. Again, when I was on the Norwayne side. And if you knew me back then, I went against my own home school to root on, the Norwayne Bobcats, which at the time I thought, wow, I felt like I graduated from here because I felt like I did so much more at Norwayne than I did at Chippewa Doylestown, which, to be honest, back then, Chippewa Doylestown, all these football junkies out there, okay, you're supposed to be pretty good, right? Well, imagine a team going 1-29 and not winning no game from 2009 to 2012 in football. A lot of losses. And then 2013, you get all better. Now, of course, Norwayne did lose at 48-38, my first rain game I went to. And I think there was another rain game. That was the only rain football game I went to, actually. Come to think about it. Yeah, it was. But I could have sworn. There was one I went to, but I got back in the vehicle before it even started raining. Actually, it was before that one. It was versus Whitman, Ohio, when they won at 42-0 in 2013. Oh, and by the way, in 2012, I went to do playoff games, the first two playoff games. There was two other ones, which actually has to do with St. Clairsville, and it actually has to do with why I started liking St. Clairsville, because, well, I did like the area. With Wheeling and St. Clairsville, I had an attachment with that area since 2010. So I actually liked the area. But I had a grudge on the team for a while because they beat Norwayne. And I was more attached to Norwayne at the time than I was attached to St. Clairsville. But I was attached to the area of St. Clairsville. And what's funny is I hated St. Clairsville so much my senior year. I went there less than 2 weeks later to go vacation there for a weekend. In December. Which was actually the sad weekend of Newtown Massacre in 2012, if you remember. I actually went there that day. I didn't even know that happened actually till I got to my hotel room. And I stayed there for the weekend, and I'm pretty sure I went with some of the money I used to get in high school. I forget how it all happened, but I know I went there again in January 2013, stayed 3 days, and I went there again in February, and then I didn't get to go back to again until about November 2013. But now up there in Doylestown, I used to pick up the TV network, so actually, even though I didn't seem like I was in St. Clair much, the DVD show made it look like, wow, I was there so many times. And I used to watch Women Christmas Parade, and I still watch Women Christmas Parade. I've seen the last couple of years, and I actually have the last couple of years, and they are good Christmas parades I have because they're worth watching. That's Wheeling, by the way. But going back to Norwayne Creston, last football game I went to, last Norwayne game I actually went and supported and rooted on the team was back in 2015 when they played Whitman in basketball, and that was February 2015. I went 2 basketball games, 2014, 2015 year. The other one was at Downton, which was right before Christmas of 2014. Which I could tell you exactly the day was December 19, 2014. But I exactly do not remember the Whitman date one, 2015. I know they won, but they beat Whitman so many times. I don't think there was a way to count it. But yeah, that was the last time I went and rooted them on. I actually did go to a couple of baseball games, but that was when I was supporting Chippewa Doylestown. 2014-2015 year, it became different. I started rooting on both teams, Chippewa and Doylestown. I actually was rooting on about 5 teams that year. San Francisco teams, Ohio State, Norwayne, Chippewa, and St. Clairsville. You put all 5 of them in, that's a lot of teams to root on. But I didn't watch every game. Not like I do now where I try to not miss one Golden State game or one San Francisco 49ers, Giants game. Even if I don't get to watch them, I still try to look up the scores every night. I didn't do that back then. So, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Baseball games, I went pretty much most of them. If they were up in Doylestown, Chippewa, pretty much that was like a home game. Norwayne once was supposed to be home, well guess what? when I went to Chippewa Doylestown ones, those seemed like home games too. So actually, it was the best. And even the Whitman one. And I used to go to a place like Northwest and West Salem. I actually got a funny story about West Salem, Ohio that happened to me in 2013. I'll eventually probably tell on here. If you're wondering about what the next mile video is going to be about, I am probably going to do some about my past and before I actually came out, stuff I actually did, because, I mean, it's kind of worth telling. There's a lot of funny stories. There's a lot of stuff that I do kind of want to talk about, because, I mean, people will be curious, and some of the friends that I actually graduated with probably know what I'm going to say, but some of them don't know all the stuff I did. Like, they don't know how many games I went to Norwayne Creston. They don't know how many games I went to Chippewa Doylestown. That will be a later video. So, hope you enjoyed this video. I want to talk about my Norwayne Creston, Ohio past. Oh, one more other thing. In July 2013, I actually tried to buy a trailer park area around there. Not actually trailer park, but a trailer in the trailer park. I did try to buy one. But I couldn't buy one because guess why? Think about smoking. Yep. The trailer was full of smoke, and I could not buy the place. And it was nice, too. It had like 4 rooms in it. Had a nice little bathroom. Had a sunroom on the outside. It had a nice kitchen. It had a nice family room, living room. Had a nice bedroom. Actually, I think it had 6 or 7 rooms. But it was a nice trailer. And there was a way to even park your car around it. So, imagine that. Then I was able to get a job at Norwayne Creston, Ohio High School. But I didn't. Oh yeah, by the way, I don't know what it's exactly yet, but I actually got the yearbook too from Norwayne 2012-2013 season 2. I was good by 2013-2014 year, but I started kind of losing interest in them by then, and I didn't buy the yearbook. I was thinking about all summer. Everyone was going to help me buy one, and then I decided at the last second I didn't really want one no more. I suppose if I found one in a Goodwill in Whitman, if I ever go back up there, I probably would buy one, or if I find one on eBay, I might buy one. Or if I find one just anywhere, or somebody wants to just plain give me one, I probably would take it. I mean, why not? Especially if it's cheap. But other than that, I'm not going to probably worry about it. So, hope you enjoyed this video. I want to talk about my Norwayne Creston past, so you can know about that. So, hope you enjoyed this one, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye-bye.